or as they would say in one of my favorite places,
Γεια σου.
Thanks to Google Translate for that. It's going to make sense in just a moment. First, though, apartmentlist.com looked at last year and so far this year and found that in Houston, rents are slightly up, but that in the Dallas, San Antonio, and Austin metros, rent is getting cheaper. Now, with the help of Google Translate again, we're going to play back what I just said in the way that many renters may have heard it.
Το ενοίκιο γίνεται φθηνότερο.
Yeah, so when I said hello and when I said rent has been getting cheaper in the last couple of years, it indeed may have sounded like Greek to many renters. That's because in 2021 and 22, rents had inflated by double digits before deflating a bit in 23 and so far in 24. Therefore, over the long term, rent is actually still up. So, wow, that was loud. You know how when your lease is about to expire and you want the upper hand with the landlord so that you can get a better deal, and you are definitely not expecting that. Turns out, though, that more property managers, landlords, have been skipping the upper hand escalation and making concessions instead. Recent data from Zillow shows that for most of this year, concessions have been offered for about 1 out of every 3 rental properties listed on the site. That's the highest level of enticements being offered to renters since the early days of the pandemic. This summer, Zillow said that half of its rental listings in Austin were offering those concessions. Now, sometimes they actually make you work for it, though. A friend of mine just renewed. His rent had gone up hundreds of dollars a month in recent years, so when the apartment manager proposed just a $40 monthly increase this time, they probably expected him to be happy with that. He was not. Disappointed, angry, determined. He checked his apartment complex website and actually found units identical to his and even some newer units in the same complex going for less than the renewal offer made to him. He took that info to the property manager along with apartmentlist.com statistics for his micro market showing rents around him going down. Fine, they told him. He would have to physically move to one of the identical units in the complex to get the better deal, which he said, fine, I'm willing to do that. In the end, they allowed him to stay where he is, and more importantly, his rent stayed where it is too. Now, he was happy. He did wonder, though, how many other tenants don't bother to negotiate and either just accept another incremental increase or reject it and leave and pay all the costs associated with moving. Do your research, negotiate, and maybe you can get your way in this current environment. Some expert advice on how to do that in my write-up today, posted at Jason Wheeler TV on Facebook, X, and Threads. Meantime, ahead, tomorrow on Daybreak, how, why, and where you may be able to get a better apartment deal to keep you living right on the money.